Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link tree down below. Has the links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there, follow me across all my social media platforms, and talk to me because I'll talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, folks, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tonight, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing a live radio show. We're going to be recapping the preseason game. We're going to be talking about the Jets roster. We're going to be discussing it all. I take live callers, okay? Call in. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. So with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the Jets-Browns preseason game we just watched. The Hall of Fame game, okay? What a game, right? We also saw Joe Klecko and Revis get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Phenomenal. Two great Jets. It was amazing to see that. But we got to discuss this game, man. Of course, we know the Jets lost 16-21. It's just a preseason game, though. All right? It's just a preseason. Everybody's going, some people are going off about that. I'm like, it's just a preseason game, all right? But I tell you what, there were some impressive things that we saw during this game, and I must discuss it with you folks. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think as we continue to go through this. Now, I want to start with the offense. That's where I want to start. There's a lot of questions about the offense, and there were some guys that stepped up and I think showed really, really well in this game. And I want to start with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson, to me, was impressive, okay? 3 of 5, 65 yards. He led 2 drives that ended in field goals, right? So he got 6 points on the board from it. And I thought he looked solid, all right? He made good decisions, smart throws, didn't force anything, right? And this is growth from what we saw in Zach Wilson last season. And we all know, right? Zach Wilson's coming back from the reset and losing his confidence. And, of course, now we have Aaron Rodgers stepping into that starting role. And he's a guy that's just kind of sitting back. Now he's got to play the role where he's got to learn, he's got to refocus, he's got to retool things, and then hopefully he can get it together when Aaron Rodgers decides to leave, right? And I think that he came out and he looked really good. Of course, the first drive, he made some smart throws, but it ended, with him slipping on a third down and falling down. That happens, right? But he was able to come back and again put some things together. He had a 50-plus yard bomb. It was a great throw to Malik Taylor, man. Whoa. Let me tell you something. Zach Wilson has an arm. I tell people this all the time. The tools to be successful in this league physically are there. Okay? They're there. You see it. And I mean, it was like he makes these throws look so effortless. They're effortless. He just, and it just goes down the field, right? He has it. But we're starting to see him pick up the read. So I really, really like what we saw to Zach Wilson. Of course, after the game, he talked about how much Aaron Rodgers helps him. He doesn't have to, but he helps him out, and he's appreciative of all those things. He's just soaking all of this in, and I love this. I love to see the evolution of Zach Wilson. A lot of people want to throw him away. I don't. I want to see if we can get something out of this kid, if he can end up being our franchise leading quarterback at some point, okay? So Zach Wilson, to me, looked good. Tim Boyle as well. I really liked his performance, too. I like what he brought to the table. The thing about Tim Boyle that I really admire is how quickly he gets the ball out of his hands, right? And I think that that's going to be the next step in the evolution of Zach Wilson, getting the ball out of his hands even faster. Tim Boyle, it's a snap. He knows what's up. Boom. He's just dotting. He's hitting his reads. He's hitting his check downs. He just get it out of here. But that's some of the same things that we saw out of Mike White. Mike White was just like that. He would get the ball out of his hands really quickly. So I think that once again, the evolution of Zach Wilson, we see the great down the field throws. But if you can get the ball out of your hands real quick, you become even more deadly as a quarterback. So now I want to talk to you folks about the offensive line position. Listen, that boy Becton was out there, all right? That boy Becton. I know everybody had a lot of questions about him. Now, Becton was supposed to play 20 to 25 snaps. He only played something like 7 snaps, and we're going to talk about that. Now, I'll tell you what. The 7 snaps or a couple snaps he did play, he looked really good, all right? Really good. Very physically dominant, okay? Getting his hands on people in the running game, and he was bullying people, pushing guys around. The passing game, he was very solid. The movement looked good. Now, the reason why the snaps were cut down, and he talked about this after the game, he said that the field out there, the turf that they were playing on, was messing with his knee a little bit. So he pulled himself early. Even Sulla said, hey, look, we got him. He's good. No crazy injury. He didn't re-injure it, nothing like that. We just played it safe. The trainers decided, hey, we're going to play it safe, so we pulled him, and that was it. All right? But he looked good. He looked really good. As we know, he's still building strength in that knee. He's recovering from, the injuries to the knee. But he looked really, really good out there. And, of course, he did play some special teams as well. So I was really, really impressed with Mekhi Becton's performance out there. Of course, he's still growing, still gaining strength. I cannot wait to see him continue to play more and more and more as we go out. And he was lined up at left tackle, by the way. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about that. All right. Joe Tippmann, I thought looked all right. He looked solid as well. Of course, there's some things he's got to clean up, but I thought his performance was all right. He'll continue to grow as a young center here too. But he looked good. You go to the running back position, listen, Izzy Adebawakanda looked very solid out there. He had a 10-yard run for a touchdown that was extremely impressive to me. And let me tell you what, on that run, because he was running outside, he ran straight, okay, to the corner of the end zone, right to the pylon to touch it. And you saw the speed. You saw the speed that everybody talks about. This kid has some burners on him, all right? So I was impressed with him. He's a guy that I think could really end up making an impact here within the running back rotation. He had 9 carries for 27 yards. He had a catch for 5 yards as well. And, of course, we know he had that touchdown. I was really, really like what he put together. We'll see him continue to grow as well. The wide receiver position looked good as well, as we know. Malik Taylor, okay, had that 1 catch for 57 yards. Jason Brownlee did some good things out there as well. 2 catches, 17 yards. I thought he could have had 1 more catch, but there was a Browns defender there, but he kind of let the ball get into his body, so that one was gone. Alex Erickson also looked good too. He had 1 catch for 19 yards. Alex is another guy that I think has some room to possibly make the team because he's also given us something on special teams as well as a punt returner. So we'll see what happens going forward with him. But this wide receiver position is getting a bit crowded and it's full of talent. So it's going to be extremely exciting to see what happens as we continue forward in the preseason. Now I want to talk about the Jets defense. Whoa! Okay, this Jets defense is something else. Bryce Huff getting started early, okay? He came out early, had an early sack that really halted a Browns drive, killed a drive. I think they ended up missing the field goal after that. Listen, Bryce Huff starting out where he left off, okay? And he getting it rolling, okay, quickly, all right? It's going to be so exciting to watch him this upcoming season because he's one of the guys that I think is one of the most underrated pass rushers in the game. He really gets after it. He's a third down monster, as we all know. Man, he's surrounded with guys, Jermaine Johnson, Quentin Williams coming back again, Carl Lawson. We just added Will McDonald. So many guys that we have here within that rotation that is going to absolutely allow him to just destroy people this upcoming season. I am fired up about Bryce Huff. So I really like what he brought to the table. Of course, the Jets defense forced 2 turnovers, in this game. Jamin Sherwood I thought was impressive as well. He went out there and did his thing. He was in on a hit that caused the forced fumble. Nasruddin got hurt early, so we'll figure out what's going on with him. Barnes I thought looked good too. Chaz Surratt had an interception. So the linebacker position, it's looking all right. Of course, we're going to continue to see what these guys have going forward. But I'll tell you what, Jamin Sherwood is a guy that if he can continue putting together these type of performances, he could really end up grabbing that other linebacker spot, which is a big question. This linebacker position as a whole, outside of Mosley and Quincy Williams, has been a big question mark as well. So it's good to see guys go out there, perform and get their names out there and get out there, get running and start making plays. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see. Now, the other guy that I thought was really impressive, extremely impressive last night, to me, was Will McDonald. Whoa. This guy is fast. I'm talking fast. This guy is really fast. Last night, we saw him making plays all over the place. He threw a spin move on an offensive lineman and hit a quarterback. I mean, it was crazy some of the things he's doing. You immediately see the athleticism. You immediately see the speed when it comes to him. Even plays that were a little far off from him, he was able to get off of blocks and get over to the play and be in the scrum. So I really like what Will McDonald brought to the table, man. This kid is going to be something else to watch this upcoming season. The speed is there, bruh. It is there, and you see that he's got some moves with him as well. So it's going to be interesting to see him grow. A guy that I think kind of needs to step up. Brandon Echols had some penalties last night. I did not like that. Okay, I did not like the penalties. We know that Echols has had some issues with penalties in the past as well. He needs to clean that up. Tony Adams also didn't play last night. Okay, at that free safety position. I just want to put that out there because I was a guy that didn't think that Tony Adams would be challenging for a starting spot here. I thought that Amos would have that other free safety spot. But let me tell you something. Tony Adams has shown up and shown out in camp, and it's looking like he might actually be the Jets starting free safety. So I wanted to put that out there. Special teams, Zerline looks solid as well. 3 for 3. Longest kick, 54 yards. He had some long kicks tonight. Listen, Greg the Leg is ready to go. He is ready for the season, and I am hyped because the New York Jets have struggled at that kicker position for a minute. It's been all over the place. Ever since we let go of Jason Myers, it's been a mess here. It's been all over the place at times, right? Greg the Leg came in, stabilized us, and I'm excited to see him going forward, right? Also, Xavier Gibson, kick returner, had a 45-yard kick return. Like what he's bringing to the table. That might be something that helps that kid make the roster. And also, Erickson, again, with his punt returning ability, it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward with him. He can bring something to the table. This is a guy that can provide something for us on special teams. So, comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel, all right, about the Jets' performance against the Browns in that Hall of Fame game? Who are some of the guys that stood out to you on offense? What are your thoughts about Mekhi Becton playing those handful of snaps? You know, were you impressed by it? You know, what are your thoughts on that? How you feel about Zach Wilson? What are your thoughts about the Jets defense and what they showed? How'd you feel about Will McDonald? Comment down below. I love going back and forth with you folks. You folks have a good one. Peace.